What's going on, everyone? I'm going to give it another minute or so here. Just pulling up one more chart. And then we're going to get started. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Sun Exchange, which you can go to thesunexchange.com. I'm going to explain what it is, how this business works, and how you can invest in clean solar energy from your home here and invest anywhere around the world and actually get paid each month in Bitcoin or in the South African local currency. So stay tuned. This is going to be a really good video and an overview of the Sun Exchange, how the platform works, how you can get started. And if you're someone that is looking to invest in things other than the stock market or real estate or crypto, you're looking to invest in something new age and clean and renewable, this is a really good company who's doing some incredible cutting edge things in this space. So stay tuned for another 30 seconds or so here. I'm going to pull up one more chart and then we're going to get it started. Until then, playing a little tunes. Enjoy it, y'all. We got comments here, so definitely leave a comment. Let us know who you are, where you're tuning in from. If you've got any questions during the entire presentation, you can just leave the comment there. All right. In your time. All right, cool. What's going on, everyone? Joe Rapp here from Joe Rapp TV. Joe Rapp TV. What the hell is Joe Rapp TV? Joe Rapp TV is a channel, a portal into my world. So you gain access on everything I know. We talk a lot about cryptocurrencies, a lot about Bitcoin, Monero, do a lot of mushroom stuff. We got breathing, meditation, exercise all the time. And I've got some really cool content coming up for those of you that are interested in creating your own websites or creating your own online businesses. So thank you so much for tuning in with me today on this live stream. If you have a question or a comment during the entire thing, you can go ahead and leave it right there on the screen. I leave those open so everyone can see what the questions are. There's no dumb questions here. If you like what you see, the best way that you can help me is by sharing this content with someone who might find it valuable. I have links in the description where you can subscribe to the email list, get hit up every time this content comes out. If you subscribe to my other email list, what I'm going to end up doing is consolidating it down into this one as the main hub. You can also find links there where you can get one-on-one Bitcoin coaching from me on my Patreon. And also, if you want a dollar cost average and buy Bitcoin, you can find a link to dollar cost average with Swan Bitcoin, one of the most trusted platforms that I use personally. But great. But let's get into it, y'all. The Sun Exchange. I was pretty pumped up about learning about this company. I was on a live stream with one of the founders a few days ago. Just talking about the platform, learning a little bit about this new investment strategy. And I'm really excited to share that with you today. So this is the video that we're going to be talking about primarily with the Sun Exchange. Again, you can head over to thesunexchange.com if you've got any questions or if you want to check it out yourself after this. I also left the link in the comments section there. So let's go ahead and just get it started here, y'all. So what I actually ended up doing, oh no, I don't want that screen. Where's the screen I want? There's the screen I want. All right, so here we are, y'all. Today is November 17th, 2020, and you'll notice here we are. Bitcoin has broken through the $16,000 barrier, the $17,000 barrier, and it's on its way to $20,000 and $28,000. If If you've been watching my videos over the last couple of weeks, you'll see that I was notifying you a few weeks ago that all of the technical analysis and indicators that I've seen on my end and the people that I follow are seeing a lot of upward price movement now. The banks, the billionaires, the hedge funds, everyone is now on the Bitcoin smell. So this is just further price action in this next bull market that we see here. So again, Bitcoin trading at $17,815 at the time of this recording. But why is this significant? Why does it matter? Well, number one, I teach about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Number two, it's really going to be the only way for you to preserve wealth going forward, especially with the dollar inflating. It's predicted that the dollar is going to lose 20% of its value next year. Fastest depreciation we've ever seen in currencies. So learning about Bitcoin, learning how to save in Bitcoin, very important to yourself, your family, and preserving your wealth going forward. But with Bitcoin investment comes the Sun Exchange. So you'll see here I'm on the sunexchange.com. And what is the Sun Exchange? What have they done? Well, essentially what the Sun Exchange has done is they've allowed you the ability to purchase solar panels and to lease them to buildings that need them. And then in return for you doing that, you get monthly payments back into your account with interest. And you get a cut of the actual energy that's produced by those panels that you've used. Now, the benefit to you is that you're investing in solar. You're helping a school, a company, a government building somewhere around the world get solar power installed on their building. Those individuals, the schools, the companies, the ones that are starting these solar power projects are benefiting because they're able to crowdfund money much faster to raise the money to actually get the solar panels installed in their building, which lowers their electricity cost. And then you as the investor, again, are incentivized because you want to do this because it's good to invest in clean and renewable. It's good to help others. And you actually get a return on this investment over the lifetime of the project. So you can head over to the sunexchange.com. This is their homepage. And you'll see here they say, join the solar revolution, generate and sell solar electricity to emerging markets. So essentially, again, what's the Sun Exchange? They're a crowdfunding platform that allows you, the investor, to purchase solar cells anywhere around the world for these specific projects. I'll show you this in a minute. And in return, you'll receive monthly reoccurring payments in either Bitcoin or the ZIR, which is the South African local currency, in return for your investment. You'll see here they're participating in 172 countries. They've generated over 3 million kilowatt hours to date with the solar cells, and they have about 981,466 operating solar cells. So they're growing very quickly. This company is not, I think they're under 10 years old, so they haven't been out that long. But here's an example of what you'll see here, projects that exist. So when you come on the platform, you say, okay, I want to do this. I want to go and invest in clean and renewable energies. What do I do, Joe? Well, what you would do is you'd come to this platform, you'd create an account, and then you'd search projects that exist where you can purchase solar cells for and lease them. So here you'll see on their homepage, in this example, this is in Mokopane, South Africa. This is an available project. They've only sold 34% of that project. So that means that there's 66% left of that project to still sell. So what they're doing is they're crowdfunding right now. They're saying it costs us X amount of dollars to put solar cells on this particular location. We've raised 34% of the overall money and cost to install these solar cells at this location. And if you wanted to participate, you still have the ability to, because there is 66% of that crowd sale left that needs to be sold. Here you'll see they give you a quick video on the actual location, on the site. Here, we'll do a little example.
I think Sun Exchange's solution is great because as a business or a school, you don't need any upfront capital to install it, and people from all over the world can buy solar cells. And by doing that, you are bringing down the cost of electricity, you're reducing pollution, and you're helping the wildlife at the same time.
Aligning ourselves with what our earth needs and what our country needs. One small store at a time, one area at a time. Supermarkets in general will use massive amounts of electricity for refrigeration.
Okay.
Solving our plan.
So they'll give you a video about the actual location, about the project, about the company, about the money that you're putting in, what it's going towards. As you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see the actual cost per solar cell, cost per cell. That's what that means here. And then this is a forecast of how much electricity will be generated per year and how much you'll receive per year in each solar cell that you've purchased and leased. So let's just say in this example here, or I'll click into the project details and then we'll walk through a little bit further. So again, you're able to click in, you have a video of the project, of the location. This is a cost per cell in Bitcoin. This shows you how many fuel cells are still available, how many fuel cells have been sold. You see the amount sold. You see how many buyers have purchased into this product. You see the crowd sale end date. So that means when does this project close? When are investors allowed to actually participate in this until? You get a nice info packet and a PDF showing you all of the agreements and the licensing that goes into that project, so you can rest assured to know it's a good investment. And then here you get an actual calculator to get an idea on what your return on investment would look like for this project. You have two currencies here, and again, it's a ZAR, which is a South African currency, or Bitcoin. And the reason why the Sun Exchanges is using Bitcoin is because with Bitcoin, it's frictionless. There's no governments or no banks or private companies that own Bitcoin. Bitcoin is open, so it does all of the functions that banks do without a bank. So this becomes very useful when you have international investors. So if I was to get monthly payments from the Sun Exchange in Bitcoin, it sends to me, I receive it in seconds and minutes. There's no banks or governments that stop that. There's no friction. There's no fees built around that. Whereas if the Sun Exchange paid me in their local currency each month as an American, it would have to go through banking agreements. It might take a week to get to me. There's going to be an exchange rate and cost associated with that. So with using Bitcoin as the means of paying you in monthly reoccurring revenues, we're able to have faster payments, lower fees, less friction, and it allows this kind of crowdfund model to work for investors. This type of crowdfunding model had not existed until Bitcoin, and the main reason that they've never existed is because of the friction in payments. When it takes you a week to pay someone for one simple payment, it's very difficult to create a business model around that. But if you can pay people instantaneously around the world with a digital currency that will have no one stopping it, no one getting in the way, becomes possible to now create this kind of investment vehicle. So let's go through this example. So, I'd say, okay, if you decided to spend in the local currency, you're able to put in how many fuel cells here. I'm going to switch to Bitcoin though. So let's just say I wanted to start monetizing the sunshine. I wanted to purchase fuel cells, or these solar cells. I'd say, okay, Bitcoin is the currency I want to spend. For one fuel cell, that's the amount in Bitcoin. That's the amount in Bitcoin here, right? And then you'll see that out of one solar cell, we're generating roughly 4.9 kilowatts per hour of energy, and you're looking at a rate of return of 11.6%. So this is over the period, and you'll see from 1 year to 20 years, because this is how long these agreements are for. So you could receive monthly reoccurring payments for 20 years. 20 years on this investment. So let's just say I want to buy more than one fuel cell. Let's see how much one Bitcoin gets me worth of fuel cell. This would be quite an investment right now. But if you're someone that's a high net worth individual, you've got a lot of cryptocurrency, a lot of money. Say you wanted to spend one Bitcoin, you're very generous. Right now, Bitcoin's at $17,000. You'd see you'd be receiving 5,900 cells. You'd be producing an energy yield in year one over almost 29,000 kilowatt hours. And you see here, if you scroll down, this shows you how much your first year income is going to be in the ZAR. Unfortunately, they do it in ZAR, but if I go like this, let's get an idea. ZAR to USD, right? Right. So if I invested the $17,000 up front. I know that's extreme, this situation, the scenario. I'm just doing it for example's sake to build in context. You'd see that my rate of return, the amount of money I would get back in that first year would be about $2,419 US in the equivalent, right? But then you say, okay, well, what is that going to get me at the end of the 20 years? And this is your estimate at the end of the 20 years, how much you'd be receiving in payments. And if I do the exchange rate, you see that's roughly $56,000 over a 20-year period in payments and investments. This is an extreme case. Again, this is why this exists on their website. So you don't have to do a Bitcoin worth. You could do 0.05 Bitcoin worth would get you this many fuel cells. So you're going to either have to select Bitcoin or their national currency. Now, if you're someone that's international outside of South Africa, you're probably going to have to do this in Bitcoin because it's just an easier, frictionless way to do it. So that calculator exists on each of their projects. You can go in and do that. And again, some more information on site here. But let's go to how it works. Again, just get a quick idea. So step one is that they source their solar projects. The Sun Exchange is responsible for going out and finding reputable locations and facilities that are eligible to actually have this project put in and crowdfund for those solar panels. You see that they're always looking for economic and technical viability and social and environmental responsibility. So this is a very responsible company. They're very ethical in their practices. Step two of how it works is buying the solar cells. So once they found a project, a school, for example, in Africa that needs solar panels on their roof, what they'll do is they will open up the crowdfund on the solar exchange for people like you, myself, and others to come to from around the world to invest in that exact location, to purchase solar cells that they will then install on their building, but we own. That's step two here. And you see this, and so you purchase the solar cells, and your solar cells will generate clean energy, will make a positive social and environmental impact. You'll earn reoccurring income on this, and you'll also reduce the carbon footprint for years to come. I've been told by one of the founders that you can actually, in your account on the Sun Exchange, you can allow your payments to add up, and then you can reinvest those in other solar projects. So it's a really neat way to compound all of your earnings and then to invest in more solar projects, and then you'll have a lot more reoccurring monthly revenue in the future. The third step is installing the solar cells. So once the crowdfund is complete on the Sun Exchange, the company, the Sun Exchange, then heads in with their partners. They install the solar panels, and then the location is able to start benefiting from solar energy. And then the final step is for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy effortless solar income. So on the Sun Exchange dashboard, you'll be able to see the project updates and statuses for all the projects you're involved with, your solar cell earnings in Bitcoin and the local currency. This is ZAR. How much kilowatt hours your cells have actually produced, the amount of carbon your solar cells have offset, and you'll be able to see things like your balances and everything like that. So here's a nice little example of what a project receipt would look like. So in this example, you see this investment has already generated 3,900 kilowatt hours of electricity. They've reduced the CO2 carbon footprint by over 4,000 kilograms. They've been generating power for 4 months. They've purchased and have 6,100, almost 6,200 solar cells connected, and there's that many people generating, participating in that exact project. So again, the Sun Exchange, really cool way for people to get involved in renewable type of investments, a different strategy for doing it. If you're someone that has some money sitting on the sides and you want to put it to work in a good, clean company, this is an example of something that you could do to start making money on investments, but in a new cutting edge way of doing it and supporting people directly. The Sun Exchange has really kind of taken out the need for a bank or an intermediary to control all this management money, because now we can implement it into software and pay people around the world with Bitcoin. If you did want to purchase Bitcoin, so say you wanted to participate in one of these actual projects on the Sun Exchange, you can purchase Bitcoin from the Cash App. You can purchase Bitcoin from Coinbase, from Kraken for U.S. customers. If you're international, Binance, a lot of these exchanges. I've reviewed a lot of some of them. I've talked about a lot of these in the past, and I will definitely put out some more guides on how to purchase Bitcoin. So leave a comment if you've got a question or a comment. I'll leave a link to some of my other prior videos on how to buy Bitcoin on Cash App. But again, let me know what you think. Check out thesunexchange.com. I'll definitely be planning on investing with these folks going forward, so I'll be sure to create another video with an update of the projects that I'm invested in with solar and renewable, and try to give you some more tips and tricks on how you could put some of your own money to work with more clean, renewable, ethical types of investments. All right, everyone, that's going to be it again. If you liked what you learned today with the Solar Sun Exchange, what you can do is share this video for me. If you want to subscribe to my email list where I pump out emails every time I create one of these videos, you can subscribe there. If you want to support me on Patreon, you'll find my Patreon link. On that Patreon, I do one-on-one Bitcoin coaching, so I'll link up with you twice a month for the amount you're paying. I'll give you one-on-one support and guidance, get you spun up, get you a hardware wallet, everything set. And if you're a business that's looking for something a little bit more and some guidance and consulting, I do that as well. That's going to be it, y'all. That was pretty good. So that's it. Again, we're doing well here. We're just chilling, y'all. I hope you enjoy your Tuesday. And that's going to be it for today. I'll see y'all in the next episode.